Welcome to the world of science fiction, where extraordinary tales come to life. Enjoy the journey. The fist connected with James Crawford's jaw before he'd finished saying his name. He hit the sticky bar floor hard, tasting copper and something that might have been yesterday's synthetic protein paste. The Reaver towering over him cracked his knuckles, all 4 sets of them, and grinned with too many teeth. "That's your interview, pretty boy." James rolled left as a boot stomped where his head had been. The bar erupted in cheers and bets. Through the legs of howling criminals, he glimpsed her, purple skin luminous under the neon, silver hair pulled back in a brutal knot, watching from behind the bar with the dispassion of someone evaluating meat. Astrid Murphy, the new shepherd, 18 years old and running half the sector's underworld. The Reaver grabbed him by the throat. James drove his knee up, a move his grandfather had taught him, back when fighting meant survival, not arrests. The alien doubled over. James grabbed a bottle from a fallen tray and shattered it across the creature's skull. "Messy," Astrid called out, polishing a glass, "but effective." The second attacker came from behind, a Chiton warrior, all angles and armor. James ducked, swept the leg, and introduced the bug's face to the bar edge. The crack echoed. The third one, another human, pulled a knife. "Really?" James panted. "In a job interview." The man lunged. James caught the wrist, redirected the momentum, and sent him crashing through a table of card players. Credits and drinks went flying. "Time," Astrid announced. The bar fell silent except for James's ragged breathing and the groans of his attackers. She walked over, each step deliberate, predatory. When she stopped in front of him, the air seemed to thicken. "You're bleeding," she said. "Your employees are enthusiastic." She reached out with a bar towel. The moment her fingers brushed his jaw, something electric shot through him. Her hand froze. Their eyes met, his brown, hers silver like mercury, and for a heartbeat, neither moved. The bar, the criminals, the pain in his ribs, all of it vanished. Astrid yanked her hand back as if burned. "You're hired," she said, voice clipped. "Don't die on your first day." She turned and walked away, but not before James caught her flexing her fingers, staring at them like they'd betrayed her. 3 days later, James stood outside a door marked "Private Family Only," while someone inside screamed about vegetables. "I don't want the green ones. They look like boogers." "Luna, you need to eat boogers, boogers, boogers." The door burst open. A tiny purple hurricane in a tutu crashed into James's legs. "Oof! Sorry, mister." The child looked up with enormous silver eyes. "Oh, you're the new guy who beat up the mean men. That was so cool. I watched from the vent." "Luna!" Astrid appeared in the doorway, holding a plate of something green and definitely booger adjacent. "What did we say about the vents?" "Only for emergencies and when I'm bored." The 5-year-old grabbed James's hand with sticky fingers. "Come meet everyone. Do you like spiders? I have a spider. His name is Mr. Fluffykins, and he only bites bad people." Before James could respond, he was dragged into chaos. The private dining room looked like a bomb had gone off in a toy store. Kevin Murphy, the original shepherd, the man who'd once made hardened killers wet themselves, was on his hands and knees, giving a ride to twin boys while making horse noises. Thea, Astrid's older sister, was trying to wrestle a knife away from a 3-year-old. "Violet, we've discussed this. No throwing knives until you're 5. "But Luna got to. Luna stole them. That's different." At the table, covered in crayons and suspicious stains, sat 3 of the most wanted criminals in the galaxy. One was helping a boy with math homework. Another was braiding a doll's hair. The third was reading a picture book upside down to a toddler. "Everyone," Luna announced. "This is Mr. James. He's my new friend." The room turned to stare. James felt like a gazelle that had wandered into a lion's den wearing a meat suit. "So," Kevin Murphy said, still on all fours with children on his back, You're the one who took down 3 of my best enforcers. They started it. Kevin laughed, a sound that probably shouldn't have been comforting coming from a man with a body count in the triple digits. Sit, eat. Luna, stop trying to put Mr. Fluffykins in his pocket. But he needs a friend. James found himself wedged between Luna and a reformed assassin who was currently cutting a sandwich into dinosaur shapes. Across the table, Astrid studiously avoided looking at him while she helped a boy with spelling. Necessary has 1 C and 2 S's, Alex. That's stupid. Most spelling is... Luna tugged on James's sleeve. Want to see Mr. Fluffykins do a trick? Luna, no spiders at the dinner table, Thea said automatically, then paused. Wait, where is Mr. Fluffykins? In his house. Luna pointed to a small container hanging from her tutu. He's napping. Fighting bad guys makes him sleepy. When did he fight? Luna, what did you do? Nothing. The child's innocent expression wouldn't have fooled a blind man. Tommy was being mean to the new girl at school, so maybe Mr. Fluffykins accidentally got out of his house and maybe accidentally bit Tommy's butt. The table erupted in laughter. Even Astrid's lips twitched. We've talked about this, Thea sighed. No assault spiders until middle school. But Tommy, no, assault, spiders. Luna pouted, then brightened. Mr. James, do you have any pets? No, You should get one. Pets are the best, except cats. Cats are mean. One time a cat tried to eat Mr. Fluffykins, but he bit it, and now the cat lives with the mean lady downstairs and... Luna, breathe, Astrid said. The child took a dramatic breath. Okay. Mr. James, why did you want to work here? Are you a criminal? You don't look like a criminal. You look like you iron your underwear. James choked on his water. Astrid pounded his back, and again that electric feeling shot through him. She jerked away, knocking over her glass. It shattered on the floor. Third one this week, Kevin muttered. Shut up, Astrid hissed, grabbing towels. Auntie Astrid is clumsy lately, Luna stage whispered to James. Yesterday she broke 2 glasses just at breakfast. Mama says it's because she's... Luna, would you like dessert? Astrid interrupted loudly. Yes. The child forgot everything else and bounced in her seat. James helped clean up the glass, careful not to let their hands touch again. But he could feel the heat radiating from her, smell something like cinnamon and gunpowder. Stop, she said quietly. Stop what? Whatever you're thinking. I'm thinking your family is insane. She almost smiled. That too. 2 weeks passed in a blur of bar fights, family dinners, and Luna's constant shadow. The child had decided James was her personal property and followed him everywhere. Why do you talk to your watch when you think no one's looking? She asked one afternoon, sitting on the bar while he cleaned tables. James's blood froze. I don't... Yes, you do. Yesterday behind the storage room, and Tuesday in the alley. She swung her legs, pictures of innocence if you ignored the container housing a poisonous spider. Are you a spy? Like Captain Galaxy? No, Luna, I'm not, because spies are cool, but lying is bad. Auntie Astrid says lying makes your teeth fall out. That's not... Tommy's dad is a spy. She said it like discussing the weather. He works at the spaceport and tells the bad men which ships have Velvari kids on them. James's hand stilled on the table. What? The purple kids like me and Auntie Astrid. Bad men take them and make them into batteries. Sophie heard her mom crying about it. Her cousin got taken last month. Luna, this is important. What bad men? She shrugged. The ones in uniforms. Police. She said the word like it tasted bad. They help the bad men take kids. That's why Auntie Astrid beats them up. The floor tilted under James's feet. His department, his people, trafficking children. Mr. James? Luna peered at his face. You look sick. Do you need Mr. Fluffykins? He's very comforting. Well, if you're not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy, he said automatically. Good, because I like you. And Auntie Astrid likes you too, even though she pretends not to. She only breaks glasses when you're around. Mama says it means she wants to kiss you, but that's gross because kissing involves tongues and that's basically sharing spit, which is disgusting. And Luna. Astrid stood in the doorway, arms crossed. Don't you have homework? Finished it. All of it? Most of it. Go. Luna hopped off the bar. Bye, Mr. James. Don't let Auntie Astrid break more glasses. She scampered off. Astrid moved behind the bar, putting distance and wood between them. She talks too much. She's observant. She's 5. Everything's simple at 5. She pulled out a bottle of the good stuff, poured 2 glasses. Good guys, bad guys, spiders that solve problems. Is it true? About the Velvari kids? Her hand tightened on the bottle. Why do you care? Because kidnapping children is normal. For us. She downed her drink in one go. Purple skin, silver hair, we're exotic, collectible, and our biochemistry makes excellent power sources when properly motivated. Motivated. Tortured. She poured another. The more pain, the more energy we produce. Very efficient. The glass in James's hand cracked. Astrid looked at it, then at him. You're angry. Children. Yes, children. Little purple kids who trust people in uniforms. Her smile was razor sharp. Still think the good guys wear badges? James wanted to argue, to defend his job, his calling, but Luna's words echoed. Police help the bad men. I should check the inventory, Astrid said, turning away. Wait. He caught her wrist without thinking. The world exploded. Heat raced up his arm, through his chest, setting every nerve on fire. Astrid gasped, her eyes going wide. For a moment they stood frozen, electricity arcing between them. She wrenched away, stumbling back. Don't do that. What is this? His hand still tingled. Nothing. Biology. Pheromones. It doesn't matter. It feels like I know what it feels like. She backed toward the door. Stay away from me, James. Whatever you think this is, it's not worth it. She fled, leaving him standing there with a cracked glass and the lingering scent of cinnamon. That night, he called in his first report 2 hours late, his voice steady despite the chaos in his head. Director Harlan's face flickered on the secure link. Well, I'm in. The target trusts me. Good. What about the family? James thought of Luna's gap-toothed smile, of Kevin reading bedtime stories, of Thea teaching knife safety to toddlers. They're not a threat. Everyone's a threat, Crawford. Remember that. The link cut. James stared at his reflection in the dark screen. In 2 weeks, everything he'd believed had started to crack. The department trafficked children, criminals protected them, and Astrid Murphy. A soft knock interrupted his thoughts. Luna peeked around his door, Mr. Fluffykin's container clutched in her hands. I had a bad dream, she whispered. Where's your mom? Busy. Auntie Astrid is breaking things in her room. Can I stay here? She looked so small, so vulnerable. James opened his door wider. Luna climbed onto his couch, curling up like a purple cat. Mr. James? You're not really a bad guy, right? No, Luna. Promise? He thought of his badge hidden in his room, his reports, his mission. I promise. She smiled sleepily. Good, because Mr. Fluffykins really likes you, and he's never wrong about people. As the child drifted off, James made a decision that would change everything. He was going to protect this family, even if it destroyed everything he'd ever believed in. The Garathian's head hit the floor before his body realized it should follow. Astrid stepped over him, adjusting her cuffs while 40 hardened criminals scrambled back like roaches from light. Gentlemen, she said, voice carrying across Murphy's last drop without rising. We discussed this. My bar, my rules. No trafficking on my territory. You can't control everything, little girl, wheezed the Garathian from the floor. green blood pooling under his fractured skull. "You're just playing dress-up in Murphy's clothes." Astrid crouched beside him, movements liquid mercury. "Tommy, tell him about Decker Station." Three-teeth Tommy went pale under his facial tattoos. When the syndicate tried to muscle in, he swallowed. 15 men, no weapons, just her hands, left one alive to spread the word. "That was Thursday," Astrid said conversationally. "I had dinner plans after." The Garathian's eyes widened. "Leave. Now. If I see you in my sector again, I'll mail pieces of you to your mother. Small pieces, over several years." The alien crawled out, leaving a trail of terror and body fluids. The bar slowly returned to its criminal festivities, but James caught the whispers. "Remember when she was 8? Selling those awful cookies? Scared me more than her old man ever did. Kid looked you in the eye and you just knew. She'd burn the world if you touched her family." Astrid returned to inventory lists like she hadn't just destroyed a crime lord's enforcer with her bare hands. But when she reached for her stylus, James saw it. Her fingers trembled. "You okay?" She spun, and for a moment her mask slipped. 18 years old, exhausted, carrying an empire on purple shoulders. Then she noticed how close he stood. The air thickened. Her pupils dilated. The stylus creaked in her grip. "Move," she whispered. "No. James, you shake. After. Every time you have to be the monster, your hands shake." She looked at her traitorous fingers. "How long have you been watching me?" "Since the day you hired me." He stepped closer. Her breathing hitched. "You're not as cold as you pretend. You don't know. I know you deliver food to refugees at 3 a.m. I know you pay for 17 kids' medical treatments. I know you haven't slept a full night since I got here because you're checking safe houses. Stop. I know you're terrified that if you stop moving, stop fighting, everyone you love dies." The stylus snapped. She pressed back against the bar, but he followed, caging her with his arms. "This is dangerous," she breathed. "Everything here is dangerous." "No, us, Velvari biology." Her eyes fluttered closed as he leaned in. "We mate for life, biochemically. Once we choose, we can't." "Good." Her eyes snapped open. "You don't understand. Then explain it." She shoved him back with enough force to crack ribs. "Not here." Luna's birthday party planning involved 3 criminal cartels, 2 smuggling rings, and 1 very nervous baker. "It has to be pink," Luna declared, standing on a crate to reach the bar. "Everything pink. Pink cake, pink streamers, pink." "Pink weapons?" suggested Tommy. "Yes." "No," Astrid and James said simultaneously. They looked at each other, then away. Luna's eyes narrowed. "You two are being weird. More weird than normal. Yesterday, Auntie Astrid dropped a whole tray when Mr. James took his shirt off." "The bar was hot," Astrid muttered. "And Mr. James walked into a door when you bent over to get the good whiskey. I was distracted. By her butt? Luna!" The child grinned, then her expression turned serious. "Mr. James, can I show you something secret?" She led him to her makeshift laboratory, a storage closet filled with spider habitats and crude surveillance equipment. From under a false bottom, she pulled out his watch, his police issue, tracking-enabled watch. James's blood froze. "Sophie's daddy works at the precinct. He says only cops have these." Luna's silver eyes were too knowing for 5, almost 6. "Are you here to take me away?" "Luna, because I've been mostly good. I only bit Tommy once and he deserved it. And I returned most of the money I stole. And Mr. Fluffykins hasn't killed anyone, just paralyzed them a little." "I'm not here to take you." "Then why?" James knelt to her level. "Originally? To arrest Astrid." Luna's face crumpled. "But she's good. She saves people. I know, sweetheart. I'm not going to arrest her." "Promise?" "I promise." She studied him with that unnerving intensity. "You love her." "Luna, it's okay. She loves you too. She just doesn't know how to say it because last time she loved someone who wasn't family, they died." The child pulled out a juice box, sipping it solemnly. "His name was Andrew. He was purple like us. The bad police killed him for his batteries. Auntie Astrid found him in pieces." James felt sick. That's why she hurts people who hurt kids, and why she won't kiss you even though she really, really wants to. Luna finished her juice. Adults are stupid about feelings. That night, James accessed his department's classified files. What he found sent him retching into the toilet. Hundreds of Velvari children, harvesting schedules, energy output charts, and at the center of it all, Director Harlan's signature, his own mentor, the man who'd inspired him to become a cop, running a child trafficking ring. Luna's birthday arrived in an explosion of pink tulle and criminal generosity. The bar had been transformed into a fairy tale, if fairy tales included armed guards and poison detection scanners. "I'm 6, Luna announced to everyone who'd listen. "That's basically grown up." She wore a pink princess dress that she'd customized with hidden pockets for Mr. Fluffykins and emergency knives. Actually butter knives, but she didn't need to know that. Kevin Murphy, the man who'd once made entire syndicates kneel, was on his knees applying glittery nail polish to his daughter's tiny fingers. "Hold still, princess." "But Daddy, I want to show Mr. James my new trick." "After your nails dry." James watched this domestic impossibility. Killers singing happy birthday, assassins playing pin the tail on the donkey, Astrid smiling as she helped Luna blow out candles. "Make a wish, baby," Thea said. Luna squeezed her eyes shut. "I wish Mr. James and Auntie Astrid would get married." The bar went silent. "Did I say that out loud? Oops." Astrid turned 17 shades of purple. James discovered the floor was fascinating. "Wishes don't come true if you say them," Alex pointed out. "That's stupid. How else would people know what to give you?" The philosophical debate was interrupted by the door exploding. Special forces poured in, not local cops, but Harlan's Black Ops unit. The ones that didn't officially exist. "Nobody move!" Harlan himself entered, weapon trained on Astrid. "Astrid Murphy, you're under arrest for—" James stepped in front of her. "Director." Harlan's eyes narrowed. "Crawford. Perfect timing. Status report?" "The situation's changed." "Your situation's about to change to dead if you don't move." Behind him, James felt Astrid tense. Luna whimpered, clutching Mr. Fluffykins' container. The entire bar held its breath. "I know about the Velvari children," James said quietly. Harlan smiled. "Good. Makes this easier. Kill the adults. Take the purple ones. The little one will generate enough power for months." "You're not touching her." "Sentiment, Crawford? How disappointing." Harlan raised his weapon. James moved. The training his grandfather had given him, not police training but older, dirtier fighting, took over. He broke Harlan's wrist, used his body as a shield, and suddenly they weren't fighting cops. They were fighting monsters. Astrid exploded into motion beside him. They moved in perfect sync, like dancers who'd practiced for years instead of two people who'd never fought together. She'd break a knee. He'd finish the takedown. He'd throw someone. She'd catch them with a bottle. "How?" she gasped between strikes. "My grandfather. Special forces. The real kind." "You've been holding back." "So have you." She actually smiled right before drop-kicking someone through a window. "Luna, safe room. Now." But Luna didn't run. The tiny princess stood frozen, watching James fight cops, the good guys in her child's understanding of the world crumbling. A soldier raised his rifle toward her. "No!" James and Astrid moved simultaneously, but they were too far. Kevin Murphy materialized from nowhere, the soldier's neck snapping before the rifle fired. But the sound had triggered the beacon in James's watch, the one Luna had found but carefully replaced. Red dots appeared on every window. Snipers. "Well," Harlan said, cradling his broken wrist, "this is unexpected. Crawford's gone native." "Let them go," James said. "You want me? Fine, but let them go." "Mr. James?" Luna's voice was tiny. "You're really a police?" He turned to her, this little girl in her birthday dress, tears cutting through frosting on her cheeks. "Yes, but you lied." "I didn't." "You lied!" She threw Mr. Fluffykin's container at him. It bounced off his chest harmlessly. "You said you weren't here to take us. You promised. Mizinchik." Kevin's knife appeared at James's throat. "Give me one reason not to paint my bar with you." "Dad, no." Astrid's voice was ice. "He's nothing. Just another cop playing dress-up." She wouldn't look at him. That hurt worse than the knife. "Astrid, please. You want to help?" She picked up Luna, who buried her face in Astrid's shoulder. "Then die quietly. Maybe they'll be satisfied with just you." "I can save them!" James shouted as Kevin dragged him toward Harlan. "The facility on Blackwater 7, sub-level 12, that's where they keep the children." Astrid paused at the door. Access codes change daily, but Harlan's biometrics are the master key. The children are in stasis pods, battery configuration. They're still alive. She still didn't turn. "Why should I believe you?" "Because I love you." The words hung in the air like grenades. Luna peeked out from Astrid's shoulder. "Auntie Astrid, he's crying." She was right. James hadn't even noticed the tears. "Please," he whispered. "Let me fix this. Let me save them." Harlan laughed. "Touching. Really. But Crawford's coming with me. The rest of you are leaving." Astrid finally turned. Her eyes were steel. "All of us, right now, or I upload everything." "You're bluffing." She pulled out a device. "Every transaction, every child taken, every official you've bribed. Dead man's switch. I die. It broadcasts." "You'd burn the entire sector's government. I'd burn the entire galaxy for her." She kissed Luna's head. "Your move." Harlan considered, then smiled. "Take them. Crawford's mine anyway." "No." Luna struggled in Astrid's arms. "We can't leave Mr. James. He saved me. He fought the bad police." "He is the bad police, baby. But he chose us. He chose family." Astrid looked at James one last time. No warmth, no recognition, just empty silver. "No," she said. "He chose wrong." Kevin released him, shoving him toward Harlan. The Murphy family retreated, Luna's sobs echoing through the bar. "Mr. James! Mr. James!" The last thing he saw before Harlan's rifle butt connected with his skull was Astrid's hand, pressed against the door frame, trembling. The electricity came in waves, each surge ripping screams from James's throat. Harlan stood in the corner of the interrogation room, sipping coffee like this was a budget meeting. "Location, Crawford. I told you." Another surge. James's vision went white. "Their actual location, not some fairy tale about secret bases." James spat blood. "Go to hell. You're protecting criminals who don't care about you. The girl left you, didn't even look back." But James remembered Astrid's trembling hand against the doorframe, the way her voice cracked when she called him nothing. "Again," Harlan ordered. The technician reached for the controls and collapsed, clutching his rear. "Ow, ow, ow, ow," a tiny voice chanted. "Hot, hot, hot. Spider butts are hot." Through his blurred vision, James saw the impossible. 6 kindergartners in makeshift tactical gear, bicycle helmets and swimming goggles, swarming the room. Luna stood in the doorway, Mr. Fluffykins in one hand, a crayon-drawn battle plan in the other. "Operation Save Mr. James's go," she shouted. A red-haired boy zip-tied Harlan's ankles with rainbow friendship bracelet material. A girl with pigtails shoved marbles under the guard's feet. Twin boys who couldn't be older than 4 attacked kneecaps with tiny fists. What the? Harlan toppled as Sophie, the smuggler's daughter, yanked his shoelaces together. Mr. Fluffykins, pattern beta, Luna commanded. The spider, how was it moving so fast, leaped from guard to guard, each bite dropping them into twitching heaps. Luna, James croaked. How? Shh, we're rescuing you. She produced safety scissors and attacked his restraints with determination. Miss Peterson at daycare says we should always help friends in trouble, and you're my friend even if you were a lying liar who lies. Your parents will kill me. Nah. Auntie Astrid just broke 47 glasses and cried into her ice cream. Daddy Kevin said if I could find you, he wouldn't ground me for stealing his emergency explosives. You stole... Focus, Mr. James. Sophie, status. The 6-year-old pulled out a juice box, took a tactical sip, then reported, Tommy's mom hacked the cameras. They're playing loops of empty hallways. Mikey's dad has a ship waiting. Emma's parents are distracting the police with a fake bomb threat about 2 blocks over. The criminal parents? Yeah, they formed a rescue committee. Mrs. Rodriguez brought snacks. James stared at these tiny terrors. You got the entire criminal underworld to save me. No, silly. We got the entire kindergarten. The criminals just came with... Harlan groaned from the floor. Luna poked him with her toe. Bad man. No hurting Mr. James. She looked at the spider. Mr. Fluffykins, make him sleepy. Luna, no, too late. The spider bit Harlan's neck. The director's eyes rolled back. He'll wake up in maybe 4 hours or 6 or tomorrow. Mr. Fluffykins is still learning doses. James struggled to his feet, legs shaking. We need his biometrics for the facility. Oh, Luna brightened. Like in Captain Galaxy, episode 42. She grabbed Harlan's unconscious hand and high-fived it. There, biometrics. That's not... James paused. Actually, we need to bring him. Ugh, fine. Tommy, Mikey, drag the bad man. The 7-year-olds grabbed Harlan's arms with surprising efficiency. Where did you learn to coordinate tactical operations? James asked as they stumbled through the hallways. Miss Peterson teaches us organization skills, and Auntie Astrid showed me some stuff. And YouTube. YouTube? How to Overthrow Governments for Beginners has like 1 million views. They reached the exit where a truly disturbing sight waited. 30 kindergartners in a borrowed school bus, armed with juice boxes and determined expressions. Behind them, their criminal parents stood with actual weapons, 3 teeth. Tommy nodded at James. Kid insisted, said you were family now. Even if you're a cop, added Sophie's mother, somehow making it sound like a venereal disease. Ex-cop, James corrected, climbing aboard the bus. Very ex. The secret base near the black hole had been romantically named Last Chance Station. James had expected resistance, maybe another fight, but Kevin Murphy simply met them at the dock with 4 words. She's in the training room. The training room echoed with the sound of destruction. Astrid stood before a heavy bag, her wrapped hand seeping purple blood as she drove punch after punch into the reinforced leather. She spoke without turning around. 48 glasses. I broke 48 glasses after you left. James stayed in the doorway. Luna mentioned that she wasn't supposed to rescue you. Another punch split the bag's seam. She's 6. Following rules isn't her strong suit. When Astrid finally turned, the raw pain in her silver eyes made James forget how to breathe. Her voice came out flat and controlled. You lied. From day 1, you lied to us. Yes. You were going to arrest me. Originally. When did it change? James took a step forward. She didn't retreat. The second you touched my face that first day. Maybe before that. Maybe when Luna decided I belonged to her. Maybe when I watched Kevin read bedtime stories while planning heists. I don't know exactly when, but I know it changed. She started to protest, but he crossed the remaining distance and kissed her. The universe exploded. Every nerve ending fired at once. Colors tasted like music and time folded in on itself. This wasn't just chemistry, this was nuclear fusion. Astrid gasped against his mouth, her voice breaking. We can't. You don't understand what this means. I know exactly what it means. Velvari mate for life. Biochemical bonding. Forever. You're human, and I choose you, forever, if you'll have me. She pulled back, studying his face. They tortured you, and you didn't give us up. I promised Luna. We did a pinky promise. Her laugh came out watery. That's a sacred oath. I know. This time when they kissed, they didn't stop until Luna's voice echoed through the entire station. They're kissing. Everybody. Astrid and James are finally kissing. It's gross but also romantic. The assault on Blackwater 7 had required an unusual coalition. 3 criminal syndicates, 47 kindergarten parents, 6 Special Forces veterans who'd served with James's grandfather, and 1 extremely excited Luna wearing pink tactical gear she'd bedazzled herself. Astrid stood before the assembled army, her voice carrying absolute authority. We're here for the children. Anyone who gets between us and them dies. Questions? Luna's hand shot up. Can Mr. Fluffykins come? Obviously. Can I have a gun? No. Can I have a knife? A butter knife. Luna pumped her fist. Deal. The facility was a fortress. Automated defenses, energy shields, enough firepower to level a city. They went through it like tissue paper. James and Astrid moved as one entity, their synchronization beyond mere training. The bonding had changed them, made them greater than the sum of their parts. Kevin observed from nearby as he casually dispatched guards. This is deeply unfair. They're basically telepathic now. Thea's voice carried from somewhere to their left. It's disgusting, also beautiful, but mostly disgusting. When they reached sub-level 12, even Luna went silent. Hundreds of Velvari children floated in pods, tubes feeding from their small bodies into massive generators. Luna's whisper barely carried. That could have been me. Astrid's response came fierce and immediate. Never. I'd burn the universe first. James added quietly, we all would. Luna looked up at him, her voice very small. You're really staying? Forever? Even though we're criminals? Especially because you're criminals. Best family I've ever had. She threw her arms around his leg, then pulled back with sudden determination. Okay, you can marry Auntie Astrid, but I'm planning the wedding. From somewhere behind them, Kevin's mutter carried clearly, God help us all. They freed all 293 children, ages ranging from infants to teenagers. The kindergarten parents immediately went into parent mode, producing juice boxes and snacks from seemingly nowhere. The criminals started planning housing arrangements. Luna took charge of organizing the younger ones with military precision. Single file, buddy system. Anyone who pushes gets a timeout and no Mr. Fluffykins visits. When government forces arrived, led by Harlan's replacement, the man took one look at their ragtag army and spoke into his radio with careful precision. Facilities empty. No survivors. Tragic generator explosion. His superior's voice crackled back. What about Crawford? The man looked directly at James, who stood with Astrid while Luna perched on his shoulders. Never heard of him. Back at Last Chance Station, the debriefing had turned into an impromptu celebration. Luna had finally crashed, curled on James's lap with Mr. Fluffykins clutched in her small hand. Astrid leaned against his shoulder, their fingers intertwined. She spoke softly, not wanting to wake the child. This is insane. We just declared war on the entire government. We won. This time, they'll come again. Then we'll fight again. With kindergartners, they're very effective. Her laugh was warm and genuine. I love you. I didn't want to, but I do. I know. That's supposed to be my line. It's our line now. Everything's ours now. Luna stirred, mumbling without fully waking. Wedding tomorrow. Mr. Fluffykins is ring bearer. Astrid smoothed the child's hair. Not tomorrow, baby. Luna's eyes snapped open instantly. Next week? Maybe next year. Luna sat bolt upright, fully awake and indignant. That's forever. You're 6. Everything's forever to you. After a moment of consideration, Luna negotiated like a tiny purple general. Fine, but I'm still planning it, and there better be 40 cakes. Why 40? One for each glass Auntie Astrid broke thinking about Mr. James. Even in the dim light, they could see Astrid turn a deeper shade of purple. James kissed her temple, answering for her. 40 cakes it is. Luna wasn't done. And spiders as decoration? Absolutely not. Mr. Fluffykins in a bow tie? There was a pause. We'll discuss it. As Luna continued planning, James looked around the room. Criminal overlords taught refugee children card games. Special forces veterans compared notes with smugglers. Kindergarten parents planned a new government structure with thieves and assassins. His grandfather had fought for order, for law, for the right side. James had found something better. He'd found family. Astrid whispered against his ear. Any regrets? He watched Luna threatening Tommy with Mr. Fluffykins to secure more cookies, Kevin teaching the twins lock-picking techniques, and Thea organizing medical care for the rescued children. Never. Good, because tomorrow we overthrow 3 more trafficking rings. Just 3? Luna has swim class. Priorities. He kissed her, and Luna's exaggerated gagging sounds filled the room. Perfect. 1 year later. The wedding spanned 12 planets simultaneously because Luna had insisted, and nobody could say no to a 7-year-old with a spider and a business plan. Places, everyone, Luna commanded through her headset, Mr. Fluffykins perched on her shoulder wearing a tiny bow tie. Aunt Astrid's walking in 3 minutes. Tommy Jr., stop eating the cake. Sophie, flowers now. James stood at the altar trying not to panic. Kevin Murphy stood beside him as best man, looking amused. Nervous? Your 7-year-old daughter planned this wedding with the precision of a military operation. She has contingency plans for alien invasions. I'm terrified. Smart man. Kevin adjusted James's tie. You heard her. I'll let Luna plan your funeral too. She'd probably sell tickets. Definitely. The music started. A mixture of Earth classical and Velvari harmony that shouldn't have worked, but did. The doors opened. First came Luna, throwing flower petals with aggressive enthusiasm while shouting, "Move faster, people! We're on a schedule!" Then Astrid appeared and James forgot how to breathe. Her dress was silver like her hair, with subtle purple threading that caught the light. She looked like starlight made solid. But it was her smile, unguarded, genuine, happy, that stopped his heart. Breathing is not optional, Kevin muttered. Astrid reached the altar and immediately Luna wedged herself between them. Wait, I have announcements. Luna, Thea hissed from the front row. Not now, but it's important. First, the betting pool on whether Mr. James would cry is closed. He already is. Tommy's mom won 40 credits. James touched his face. Damn. Second, Mr. Fluffykins has been promoted to chief security spider, so everyone better behave. Third, Luna pulled out a crumpled paper. I wrote a poem. Oh God, Astrid whispered. Luna cleared her throat dramatically. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Aunt Astrid breaks glasses when James looks at you. You guys are gross when you kiss, but I guess it's okay, because James saved our family on my 6th birthday. So even though you're mushy and make me say yuck, I'm happy you're together. You're both really in luck. The end. The entire assembly, criminals, cops, kindergartners, and 3 confused government officials erupted in applause. That was beautiful, baby, Thea said, wiping tears. I know, I'm a genius, Luna beamed. Okay, you can get married now. The ceremony proceeded with only minor incidents. Mr. Fluffykins escaped twice. 3 rival gang leaders got into a bidding war over who'd give the biggest wedding gift. Luna started a side business selling official wedding photos she'd taken with her toy camera. Baby Victor, the newest Murphy edition, threw up on the Admiral who'd come to offer an official pardon. When James kissed Astrid, the bonding flared so bright that several guests shielded their eyes. Luna made exaggerated gagging noises until Sophie covered her mouth. Ladies, gentlemen, and assorted life forms, the officiant announced, I present Meister and Mrs. Murphy Crawford. Actually, Astrid said, just Murphy. We're all Murphys here. James looked at her in surprise. She shrugged. You married into the criminal empire. Deal with it. I love you too.